Happy Monday morning, everybody. We have had a very interesting weekend. There was some fun news that there was a little, seems like some banter between SBF and CZ via Twitter, which has had some effects on the market. But nonetheless, we'll just take a look at the charts because that's what matters at the end of the day. And we'll also just take a brief look at some of our alts as well as FTT. Just to do a very brief recap, because we have seen a lot of stuff hit pretty on point, just as a build up to our usual altcoins video on a Wednesday, where we'll do some new analysis and see what we can look forward to. So on BTC here, I drew out a path on, I drew this out on Friday morning, or Friday evening rather. And we could see this played out really nicely. So I had this point of liquidity here. We did get that move up, grabbed that, had a deviation above the wedge, broke back down into it. We didn't get the wick up like I wanted to grab some more liquidity here before getting the move down. But nonetheless, we are seeing that move down here now. We did get a bounce right at the naked point of control, virtually to the dollar here. But we still have a little bit of liquidity down here, so we'll have to wait and see, you know, what SPY chooses to do today. If we're going to have sort of sideways price action day today, we can see here if we draw it out that the 618 is holding. So this is proving to be a nice area of support. Still, I would really like to just grab this liquidity down here at some point. It doesn't have to be today, but I would expect it to at least happen this week. And then price is going to really have to make a decision here on BTC. You know, like I said, I have this drawn out to grab this liquidity, come back and back test. Maybe we'll see a lot of that back testing first. But what we'll have to decide here is, you know, when we get back to this point, if we are going to come down and grab this key liquidity zone that I had my eye on last week. I was pretty disappointed that we didn't grab it here, right? And are, you know, now instead seeing the possibility of coming down and grabbing it, you know, this week, before then having continuation to the upside. But we have to be open to the possibility that we do find support somewhere in this zone, being that we did put in, you know, a nice degree of consolidation here, right? So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Taking a look at FTT, which has been, you know, a really basically the center of attention with this spat between SBF and CZ. We are showing signs of bullish divergence on a daily time frame. Pending that this daily candle does close green, we are in this falling wedge at the bottom of the falling wedge here. We are holding the 2021 low as support. So I do like this. I'm going to hold a wide stop loss, you know, down below 20 basically. And anytime price comes below here, I will look to long it. This is one of those trade at your own risk, very high risk trades that unless you're experienced, I would definitely not recommend that you do. FTM playing out to a T. I mean, just like perfect beyond perfect. I couldn't have been happier. I drew this out I drew this out a very long time ago, and we're seeing it play out, I mean, in real time, just perfectly. Like getting this move up, back testing it as predicted here, getting the move up to the top of the trend line like this, back down to about 0.25, which I opened up a new long here. And now I'm expecting to go back up and retest this 0.3 or this you know, top trend line here. And of course, it's playing out a lot quicker than I would have thought. But that's fine. Nonetheless, we're hitting the levels that are respected, and we're getting the moves that I was looking for. So I did open up more longs here. I will continue to do so. You know, if we were to deviate slightly lower, looking to bring it back up to the top of this trend line here. Atom, again, it looks great. It's been playing out really, really nicely. Again, I'm looking for this to be a wave 1, 2, and then 3. But that will be really pending on BTC getting its move up. And I know that, like I said, I was looking to do some degree of a liquidity grab to the downside still yet. So it's unclear to me how this will all sort of play out on the charts. I'm not really sure how to gauge, right? So if I'm looking for that move down to 19.9, how is that going to affect alts? You know, sometimes we'll see alts run, sometimes we'll see them hold, and other times, more likely, we see them dump along with BTC. So when I'm seeing a lot of this and I'm looking for these long opportunities on these altcoins, while, you know, meanwhile, I would prefer to, you know, see lower at some point here on BTC. You know, maybe we do get this move up and that gets these alts kind of rallying to my take profit zones that I'm looking for before then we get that move down, right? But nonetheless, I mean, overall, Atom looks really good. I like this market structure that we've built up here. You know, it's reminiscent of sort of this move up here, and we're seeing something like that happen now. Looking at RUNE, again, this is one that just played out to a T. I couldn't have asked for this to play out any better so far. So I was looking at essentially backtesting this 1.571 zone here, right? To me, this is an SR flip area where we were, you know, troubling here with resistance, broke through, now backtest, so we can have some degree of continuation. The next area of resistance would be this high time frame point of control at about 1.89. I would look to take profits at about 1.8, which is right where this daily level is, right here. So we'll have to see how that goes. But again, we got that back test here perfectly to the dollar. I know a lot of people in the Discord, they were saying, well, what if we don't make it down there? You know, we should be laddering in. I see price kind of getting this move up here, and you know, patience is rewarded in the trading game. You're patient, you wait. Look at this, nearly to the penny, we get that move down. And now we can look for some degree of market structure change and a reversal to the upside, right? And again, this is once again sort of pending BTC and what happens there. I'm more inclined to, oddly enough, long some of these alts because they're in the zones that I wanted to see. BTC is around a pivot zone that I was looking at, but it's not my ideal swing long zone just yet. So if I miss that and we do get a move up, I'm not going to be upset because I'm in some alts. If otherwise we do get the move down that I was looking for on BTC, then great. You know, that's when I'll open up my long. But in the meantime, I'm more comfortable doing these, being there in the zones that I was looking for at the time. And one thing I do want to point out too, just as a comparison, this is really cool. So, you know, FTM basically right here is, or I'm sorry, RUNE is essentially doing what FTM did, you know, right here. Here, I'll get rid of all this here. Doing exactly what, you know, FTM did here, right? I mean, the similarities are uncanny, right? We get the breakthrough, back test, and look for some degree of continuation to the upside. So that's what we're looking for here now. All right, well, with that said, we'll end our video there. I think that this is going to be a very volatile week. There's U.S. elections, and then we also have CPI data coming out on Thursday. So it will be a very volatile week. Trade safe, trade small, be patient.